The expanded competition, well, certainly kicking off in spectacular fashion last night, and the action came back to Waverley today for either Richmond or St Kilda to open their accounts. Of the recruits in Kilda's, well, they were certainly better known. Wilson, Newport and Morris all know what it's about, while South Australian star Gilbert McAdam has showed enough in the Foster's Cup and the practice matches to make it clear he will make the grade in Melbourne. The Tigers, however, have beaten the Saints in 2 out of their last 3 meetings and were confident of repeating the dose today. Our commentators, Drew Morfitt, Peter McKenna and Bernie Quidlin, and we pick up play tonight at the start of the second quarter.
Start of the second quarter here at Waverley. 2 points the margin, the Saints in front, but certainly Richmond are kicking to the scoring end this quarter. Cloak beaten for it by Harding. That was Knights with a quick little hand pass. And eventually all players pounce on the ball. There'll be another bounce. Steve Newport.
St Kilda really wanted him, didn't they, before the draft?
Well, he and Brian Wilson, 2 former Melbourne players, of course, lining up for the Saints this year. There's Harding with the left hand, tapping it down again. Harding goes in to get it. There's Craven. He's had a good first quarter. Knights has it kicked away from him. That was Nichols. A good long hand pass. Harding doing well for a big man to race back to the half-back line. Daniels, he also had an excellent first quarter. On to Nathan Burke. Burke to the half-forward line. Oh, Lowe nearly hooked it in with one hand. Harvey, and oh, he's hurt, Robert Harvey. He is hurt behind the play there. Lowe. Hand pass, Mick Dwyer. Traps it. Caught. And that's holding the ball.
That's a great tackle by Lambert. The numbers there really working in Richmond's favour. They're prepared to all get in and have a go.
Well, he was penalised in the first quarter, Lambert, and I'm sure he thought he was unlucky, so that's why he talked to the umpire, and that was a great tackle. Smith up towards half-forward, very wide. Bouncing ball for Naish. A bit of pace. Hooks it, tries to hook it round the corner, but doesn't hook it enough. Out of bounds. And here's Robert Harvey. And this is the injury. Back at the other end of the ground, just hovering over the ball.
Oh, I think it might have been a short right to the ribs, Peter.
Oh. Here's Cloak. Hand pass over the top. Newport on Knights. Grant for St Kilda. Saints leading by 2 points, but Richmond have the breeze in this quarter. This comes across towards Cummings. Diving mark, McAdam, centre wing. Still Nicky Winmar and Jim Krakouer to come back for St Kilda, not to mention Tony Lockett. So they're a bit below strength for this first round game. Keys with Lowe. And there's no 50 for that.
Oh, well, Academy Award performance by young Terry Keys then. Nothing in that at all. The kick to the half-forward line. Gale was the flyer. Morris taps it on. He's looking for Craven, taken by Lambert. Now, will he kick it this time? Let's have a look. Craig Lambert, yes. Looking down for Hogg. Frawley taps it down, but Naish is there to back up Hogg. Naish, a wobbly one, a goal. I think he's put it through. Yes. That'll spur Richmond on. They move on to 3-2-20. St Kilda 2-4-16.
The Tigers hit the front for the first time in the match, kicking with his breeze, as I said. St Kilda didn't do enough in that first quarter. There's the replay again. Danny Frawley spoiling very well, but the Richmond small men, and there's plenty of them. This time it's Naish picking up the ball and dribbling that one through.
He's done pretty well too. Chris Naish, 7 possessions. So a 4-point lead to the Tigers, and the rest of the quarter wind assisted. Dwyer for St Kilda. There's Nichols in the back, and will take a free kick. He was superb in the first term with 11 possessions, Trent Nichols. With the breeze, short of half-forward. Good mark to Gale, the ex-Tasmanian. His second season in the AFL. True centre half-forward position now. Young, new number this year, number 20. Powell. Caught. Pickering. Oh, the pressure's on. Morris eventually gets a hand pass to Craven, and St Kilda break out of defence.
And that young player, Jason Smith, number 50 for Richmond, he showed a lot of determination a moment ago. Harvey, Pekin. Lowe, he's dropped a few marks today, Stewie Lowe, but he comes and gets it again. He's looking for McDwyer. Will it sit for him? Oh, he went without the ball. Brian Wilson in there. And takes it away from Newport, and eventually the Saints. Well, they're in trouble because Richmond have got it at half-forward through Justin Pickering. The kick was meant for Hogg. Over the back is Naish again. Can he kick his second? He stabs in a goal. I think it could be another one to Naish. Yes, it is. Richmond well on top at the moment. 4-2-26. St Kilda 2-4-16.
Yes, well on top in the small man department. St Kilda just fumbling at critical moments. Yes, Stewie Lowe, Brian Wilson, Mick Dwyer, all the players fumbling in the forward line when they had a chance to run it in there. And that's a classic example of rebound football by the Tigers. Straight down to the forward line. And Naish kicking his second.
Great start to the second quarter by the Tigers. And Cloak dishes the ball out here to Lambert. Lambert on the turn. Doesn't clear the centre square, but the mark taken by Justin Pickering.
Cummings off for St Kilda too, Drew. He's limped off. He's been replaced by Frankie Coughlin.
Kick by Pickering. Hogg almost hit him in the face. Comes to Harding. Might have been the right player, Pekin, but he did pretty well to Coughlin. Now Craven. Over the top, but it floats for Dwyer. In a hurry, Dwyer, oh, good vision, finds Harvey. Still not looking too good after that clash late in the first quarter. Good pass, though. Kitchke takes the mark. Now, he spent the first quarter on the bench, and now at full forward. So he has a big job replacing Tony Lockett down there. 8 goals in 15 games last year in his first season in the AFL. Damien Kitchke. Man on the mark is about 35 metres from goal. Kitchke's kick gets home. Important goal into the breeze.
Richmond lead, but absolutely nothing in this game. Good contest in the ruck, Cloak and Harding. It's Fode. The half-forward line, oh, good mark.
And Harding down behind play 2 after that ruck encounter in the centre of the ground. He looks to be in a bad way.
Well, it's a good mark by McQueen.
Kilda loses Harding. They're in heaps of bother in the ruck for the season.
Well, this is Justin Pickering to the half-forward line. Newport. We'll keep our eye on Harding. He has not moved.
They're calling for the stretcher, I think.
Oh,
Peter.
Terrible news, that. That's Tim Powell. Taps it away. Taken by Fode. Fode with the kick to the half-forward line, and Kitchke comes out to take the mark. Damien Kitchke. Now he's looking for the lead. The lead is on. It's a poor kick, though, and the mark has been taken by Bannock.
There's a stretcher coming out for Paul Harding. Looks to be either the left foot or the knee.
Contested centre wing. Tim Powell shrugs off the tackle of Daniels. Up towards half-forward. Well played by Daniels. Burke it was. Here's Kitchke well up the ground. Now playing in the ruck. Taking the place of Harding. Back to Burke. Harding still on the ground. The game going on. Dwyer outnumbered 2-1 here. Turner. Nichols. Rice. Great endeavour by Rice. Tunnels the ball out the back. Lowe not having the greatest of days. Harvey. Comes to Lowe. Now a chance for the Saints on the forward line. Wilson the only chance. Plays for the free kick, not coming. Lees to Cloak.
Yes, you called it well then, Drew. There was certainly no free kick. Cloak doing well. Oh, Barry Young took his eyes off the ball, tried to iron out the St Kilda player, Coughlin. There's Cloak again. And he's...
They'll have to stop play, I think, to allow Harding.
Stop. And that's rotten luck for St Kilda and for Paul Harding.
Yes, it looks like that left ankle maybe, Pete. They've taken the boot off. And he just didn't move after he hit the ground. Yes, I think they've put a splint on that ankle already too.
Tell you what,
so
it could be
terrible.
It could easily be a broken leg, Bernie.
Could easily be.
With that splint. So let's have a look at it in replay.
There's the ruck encounter. Didn't seem to be a lot there until he hit the ground. His leg seemed to buckle underneath him. So that's 2 injured players. Cummings, who's limping around the boundary line warming up, he doesn't look all that good either. So St Kilda will be in trouble if they get any more injuries.
David Cloak has certainly had a big impact on this game. 6 marks and 8 possessions, and he's got rid of Paul Harding. Lambert's hand pass blocked. Knights. Harvey crashed to the ground by Pickering.
Well, there's 2 free kicks. Yeah, well, they got the second one, but they missed the first.
So McAdam will take the second of the free kicks in the direction of Lowe. Lightning hand pass was ill-directed. Came from McQueen, the first gamer. St Kilda into attack. Bannock charges at it. The youngster who was #1 pick in the national draft a couple of years ago, Anthony Bannock. Bounces through to McAdam. Short pass. Well, just as well that was a teammate approaching, because Harvey knew what was going on then.
Robert Harvey. Newport. Saints trying to run that up into the breeze. There's the kick to the... Oh, good, courageous mark by McQueen. Running back, he could have been flattened. It's a really good mark, that. Oh, so was that a courageous mark. And he's been collected. Both players hurt in that clash. Now, I wonder if there was a clash of heads. They really collided heavily. Now, is it Lees? Let's see who it is. It's Brian Lees and hip and shoulder by David Grant.
I think you're right, Pete. That was a clash of heads.
Oh, could have been heads, yeah.
Yes, Grant also. David Grant is hurt. The trainer's calling again to the boundary line for Grant, but he seems to be okay now if he gets up.
But Brian Lee's still down, Bernie.
Oh, gee, that was a hard clash, wasn't it? Tremendous courage there by Brian Lees, running with the flight of the ball. David Grant appears to be okay, but Lees hasn't moved.
Gee, we seem to see a lot of these. I don't know what it is about VFL Park, but Gerard Healy's going to run out of ink writing notes on injured players here. Gerard?
Yes, well, Paul Harding's been taken straight up the race, Drew, with a possible broken ankle. Steve Cummings is still testing his right knee. The physio said he may possibly be allowed back onto the ground, but he's doubtful. And obviously there's another one out in the middle of the ground.
Yes, Brian Lee's the player that hasn't really moved after that collision with David Grant. Both players committed to the ball.
It's been a ground where there have been a few of these. Remember Michael Pickering a couple of seasons ago against the Eagles?
Jeff Miles.
He got cleaned up, and well, that was a shocker.
Yeah.
There he is. Brian Lee's not a good sight, is it? The player carried off the ground. Well, 2 players this quarter have been carted off on a stretcher.
There's a famous one between Van der Haar and Brereton too, wasn't there?
Just have a look at it again. Brian Lee's going back to take the mark. Here it is, and here's the collision. Just arriving a little bit late, David Grant, but he had to be committed. He couldn't stop. He was flat out trying to get to the ball. It was a very hard crash. And that's it for Brian Lees. He's knocked out. Let's hope he's okay, Pete. That's a terrible collision, that.
Yeah.
His left eye looks as if it could be closed.
Well, the pace at which the game is played today, any sort of collision like that is going to cause a lot of damage, because the players are very fit and fast, and Brian's had a terrific start to the season too. He played very well in the night games.
Never let it be said that this is a game for wimps. We've seen some tremendous clashes here today. And, well, that's not a good sight to see a player carried off on a stretcher like that, but he'll be back, I'm sure. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. He won't be back today, but...
Well, that's the hardest thing about Aussie rules. You often get collected when you don't know it's coming. In rugby, of course, you know you're going to get crunched anyway, but Aussie rules, there's always that blind side. You're liable to cop one.
It takes tremendous courage for a player to go back, running with the flight of the ball, keep his eye on it, and attempt to take a mark.
Stuart Griffiths on for his first run. And a free kick here to be taken by Turner. Good distance with that, with the breeze. Centre half back to centre half forward, and what a climb. Magnificent mark, dragged down by Barry Young. Plays on quickly, goes out wide towards the forward pocket. Hogg and forward. There was interference there to Jeff Hogg.
What's Hogg got to do to get a free kick?
He's very good at that. Danny Frawley just grabbing the Goonsy at the last moment. Umpires, they should be aware of this. Here's that mark again. Barry Young up very high. A spectacular mark there.
Beauty. Now pressure here for St Kilda. Burke along the ground, no distance with that. Hasn't cleared the 50 yet, but a clever tap back is good. Bow dragged down, McAdam dragged down. Here's Young. His eyes would still be spinning after that mark. High kick. Kitchke back there, can't mark. Ryan is there, number 8. Not a lot of finesse this game, but by gee, is there some endeavour.
Frank Coughlin, talk about endeavour. That was endeavour. And Clark playing a good game there. As Bernie Quinlan said earlier, like, dropping back off, shocking play then though. Tim Powell, the short one, and he has found Stephen Ryan right out in that half-forward line, almost on centre wing. Now Ryan is about to kick on the left, and I think he's still going to. He transfers play to half-forward. Gale up in front, can't take the mark. This is Jason Smith, a youngster from Assumption College. He's got a lot of talent. There's another Assumption College boy, Tim Powell, and another one here in Barry Young. Is that amazing? And that's holding the man. Could have been to Young. Jason Daniels eventually gets it to Robert Harvey, and that short kick lands in the hands of Anthony Bannock. How is that? 3 kids from the one school combining a moment ago.
Incredible. And they're all still young enough to be at school just about. Terry Keys goes wide. David Cloke's taken 7 marks halfway through the second quarter. And look at that hand pass. 25 metres. Great play. McQueen. To centre half forward. Big chance here. Hogg took the mark before he was crunched. Right in front.
Well, that should be 50, I reckon, that one.
You think so? Well, I thought the St Kilda defenders were committed and had to really make a contest of that, Pete. I don't think the 50 was there.
Have a look now. Have a look. Mark.
No, I don't think a 50. I don't think a 50. Nathan Burke, the player who came in, he was a little bit late. He didn't have his eyes on it, but he had to be committed to go for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Give him 100 out of 100 for courage. Never took his eyes off the ball, Hogg.
Oh, he's a good player.
He knew what
Hogg
was coming.
He's a top player.
Now, right in front. The margin is 4 points. Now a goal by Hogg makes it 10.
32-22, 10 points in favour of Richmond. And here's little Stuart Griffiths. Oh, he's got it again too. A clever hand pass. Tim Powell, I think it was, that was grabbed when he didn't have it. And yes, it is Powell. Centre of the ground. He'll kick long. No, it actually doesn't quite get onto that. Hogg out in front. Almost took the mark again. Here's Jason Smith. Got big raps on him, this kid. Hogg again. Newport around the boundary line. It's all, there's Cloke again and playing that loose man in defence. David Cloke, the big torpedo putt, and the Richmond supporters love that. Stephen Ryan's the flyer. Craig Lambert handballs backwards to Justin Pickering. A quick kick to the full forward line. Thumped the ground. Matthew Knight's in after it. Grabbed by Russell Morris. A hurry kick lands in the hands of his teammate Nathan Burke.
Burke pops a short one over the top. Fode. Over centre wing. Low from behind, about third in line. Often he takes those. Dwyer goes down injured. He gets a hand pass to Daniels. Now to Harvey. On to Lowe. Lowe brushes the tackle, loses the ball. Gets the hand pass away a little bit loose. Wilson. No, it's Craven. And whipped away from Craven by Keys. The ball out of bounds, and a free kick here to St Kilda to go to Craven. Dwyer back there limping, but he shrugs off the trainers. I don't think either of these teams can afford another injury. Short pass is good. And Robert Harvey, who's what, nephew of Neil Harvey, the Australian Test batsman.
He's played some sub-district cricket too, hasn't he, Pete?
Yeah, Fitzroy Doncaster.
Now, we said they couldn't kick goals from here in the first quarter. See if Harvey can from 50. He can't quite manage it. Defensive punch away, hits the behind post, so we'll have a throw in. So still a chance for the Saints. Jared Healy down there with his injury report. Jared?
Yes, well, Brian Lees was conscious when he got off the ground, but he's got a nasty gash over his left eye, and he's gone up the race with the doctor to determine any concussion.
Well, the ball on the Saints forward line. Taken away by Craig Smith, and he transfers play out wide. He was looking there for Barry Young. Fode. Free kick to Fode, and the umpire paid the advantage to Jason Daniels. Well, Young flattens him after he got rid of the ball. Half forward for the Saints. haven't got any cohesion at all. Oh, leg was Bannock. It'll be a free kick to Bannock. Immediately gets on with the game. Gets it further afield to Lambert. Then on to Clark. Clark's moving like a 16-year-old. On to Trent Nichols. Nichols to the half-forward line was a very poor kick, and the mark is taken by Kitschke.
There's also Cloak playing across that half-back line, making it a lot tougher for Stuart Lowe to take marks also.
Now Kitschke was at full forward until Harding was injured, had to go into the ruck. Lowe takes a mark. Hasn't been quite his dominant aerial self today. Lowe up to the true centre-half forward position. Two Tigers fly, but Cloak outmarks his teammate McQueen. And David Cloak now has 8 marks. Sweeps the hand pass up to Lambert. Being run down by Harvey. Kicked by Lambert to half forward. Gale tries to punch it on. Here's the man who's kicked 2 this quarter, Naish. Did pretty well to keep it in play. High ball. And a defensive mark by Grant.
Grant, who had the collision with Brian Lees, he's got a bit of a gash over his eye too, but Grant very strong overhead. Finds Pekin with that pass. Comes back inside to Craven. Oh, Craven was nearly unloaded. It's tapped on towards McAdam. Oh, brilliantly done, Gilbert McAdam. A beautiful kick to right up to the half-forward line. Oh, the big fly was there. Now Dean Rice with pace. Lowe's on his own. It's hooked back to Lowe in the pocket. He races after it, but it beats him. And there's the St Kilda player down behind the play, holding his head.
Well, that wasn't good enough from St Kilda either.
Ryan Wilson, is it?
Ryan Wilson, the player down, but Dean Rice had the opportunity to pop that one over on the left foot to Stewie Lowe. A certain goal would have resulted.
Well, there's a free kick. Oh, holding the man on Dean Rice. So Rice will take this kick 30 metres out, almost directly in front. And Brian Wilson.
Call for a stretcher for him too.
It could be another concussion case. So that's not good.
I think he might have been crunched down by Muller. Now they've cancelled the signal for the stretcher as he's miraculously come to life. But he might have been knocked down by Muller, who led from full forward and crashed the pack down.
Dean Rice from, well, a 45-degree angle, but Brian Wilson's okay. Rice floats this one. Did he sneak it in? Let's see. Yes, a goal. So the Saints creep closer. 5-2 plays 4-4. The margin now 4 points.
So hanging in there, I don't think they've been all that impressive, St Kilda. Brian Wilson there was twisting his head around, making sure he's okay. Here's the free kick again. And Dean Rice certainly making sure the umpire saw that one. There wasn't a lot in it. David Cloak really just put the arm out and brushed past Dean Rice.
Tigers lead by 4 points. Under 8 minutes to go to half-time. Craven slips out a little hand pass to McAdam. But Keys, who's moved back to centre-half back, now playing on Lowe, takes the mark. Short pass Keys to Nichols. Oh, Lowe covers his second man and bowls over Nichols. Play on, says the umpire. Comes to Knights. Knights hesitates and then goes through them, kicks long to full forward, wide for Hogg, and the ball out of play.
Matthew Knights just holding on to that ball too long there. He was forced to kick with the right foot. And with the pressure being applied by the St Kilda defenders, he dragged it across into that pocket.
Well, Richmond have looked the better side, but when you look at the scoreboard, they only lead by 4 points. Here's Brendan Gale tapping it down to Lambert. Here's McAdam. Plenty of confidence to go straight across the face of goal to Grant. And Grant, very underrated player, David Grant. This is Stuart Griffiths. Now, they've got 2 little fellas out there. He could have given it across to Nichols, but elects to take the kick himself up to full forward. Gale, punched down by Kitschke. Nathan Burke backs him up, and Burke gets the Saints out of trouble.
He's kicked to centre wing, ill-directed, straight to Nichols. Nichols, short pass to Powell. Run down from behind by Dwyer. Long kick to the goal square. Frawley off the behind post, and we'll have a throw-in. So the injury to Harding has forced some changes amongst St Kilda. Morris now has gone to centre-half forward, and Lowe's gone up to full forward. We thought that Russell Morris might finish on the forward line, starting at half-back. There's Gale, comes to Craven, just gets the hand pass away in time. Lambert, pressured by Coughlin. Coughlin off the ground, gains about 35 metres. And a chance for St Kilda to break here. Pekin, good pickup. Dwyer offers a short lead, and the lead is on it. Wide open spaces now for the Saints. A fumble, and he had time, Fode, to fumble and regather. To centre half forward to Morris. Lowe's on his own. Morris pops over the top to Lowe. They've doubled back to cover him. Bannock, but Lowe marks.
That's a brilliant mark by Stewie Lowe, running back with the flight of the ball. The situation we were talking about before. Running back with the flight of the ball, Stewie Lowe didn't know what was coming his way. He could have been really cleaned up if another player had been coming. Bannock just not sure where he was going either. The ball floating around slightly, but the strength of Stewie Lowe winning out again.
Well, a chance for the Saints to hit the front, which didn't seem likely when Richmond banged on the first couple of goals with the breeze in this quarter. And the Saints have made a pretty good comeback in this quarter without their ruckman, Paul Harding. Stuart Lowe from 35 metres. I think he's got it. Yes!
Kilda by 2 points when, certainly as far as I'm concerned, I felt that Richmond have looked the better side and probably had the better players on the ground, Bernie.
Yeah, no doubt, Pete.
But they've got to win it on the scoreboard, and there's 2 points in favour of the Saints. Tim Powell, hurried kick to the half-forward line, well smothered then by Kitski. Frank Coughlin at the base of the pack. Now here's Matthew Knights, cleverly done. On to Lambert. Lambert up the full forward. Frawley tries to tap it back and just manages to flick it over the line for a behind to Richmond. So that margin narrows again. The margin, in fact, one solitary behind. St Kilda with their noses in front.
Pickering and Muller. Muller, who was at full forward, now back in defence. Cloak playing an outstanding game. This will be a Brownlow vote attracting game, I reckon, from David Cloak. Lambert. Burke. Free kick to Richmond right in front.
Yes, Lambert's got the free eventually. I bet you that's the way he feels anyway. He threw his arms up there to make sure the umpire saw him as well, which is not a bad idea. Here's the free kick again. The ball spills out. There wasn't a real lot in that, but Lambert throwing his arms up, he made sure the umpire saw it.
Well, a bit like the one at the other end to Dean Rice, really.
Exactly.
This for another change in the lead to put the Tigers in front. Lambert's kick floats in. Second goal to Craig Lambert.
He's playing a tremendous game too for the Tigers, Craig Lambert, putting the Tigers back in front of the Saints. It's been an enormous match endeavour-wise. Both sides really going at it, giving it 100%. Skills haven't been all that great. A lot of handball errors, kicking errors, but so you can't question the endeavour of both sides.
The Richmond hierarchy up there. I saw Eric Leach, that star back pocket player, was up there, Bernie. There's Peter Hudson talking about great players. Kenny Sheldon, the coach. So a bit of football knowledge there for the Saints as well. 39 plays 34. Richmond in front. The quick kick to the half-forward line. Punched away by Muller. Clark is doing a magnificent job. Harvey runs into a brick wall. This is Mick Dwyer. On it goes to Craven. Craven swinging onto the left foot. Under pressure, gets it down to Dean Rice. Rice tries to get away from Bannock. Oh, beautifully done by Rice at half-forward. He slams in a goal. Oh, great goal. Dean Rice has put the Saints in front. 6-4 to 6-3.
This is proving very dangerous in that forward pocket, Dean Rice. He's kicked 2 goals, both in this quarter. Now look at the replay again. St Kilda, better use of the handball on that occasion. A great chase here by Nichols on Craven, forcing him to go out towards the boundary line. But Rice just capable of getting around Bannock, and a very good kick for goal.
To show you that Dean Rice has been a defender, he kicked 14 goals in 82 games prior to today, so 2 1/4 he would never have done before, I reckon. Daniels. And absolutely nothing in this game. We've had about 4 changes of the lead in this quarter, and the Saints lead by a point. Richmond running out of wind-assisted time for the quarter. Just over 2 minutes to go to half-time. Ryan. Newport, number 1 for St Kilda. Trevor Barker's old number. Pekin. Harvey to Kitchke. Kitchke short pass to Rice again, proving a problem. Bannock goes to ground, but the ball will just get out. Bannock did well then.
Bannock still only really a teenager, Anthony Bannock. So some good young players, Richmond, for future years.
Well, he's 18 years of age and he's playing his 19th game.
Well, I mean, that's he's just a real cool customer for such a young player, Bannock. I think eventually he could end up, give him a couple of years, could end up playing up around the centre. Well, that's a free kick to Morris for far too high a tackle. Just over a minute of play left till half-time. Morris to the half-forward line. This should be a mark coming up here to Justin Pickering. Couldn't do so. Goes in to get it again. No, it wasn't. In fact, it was McQueen. McAdam to Pekin. Pekin from 45 metres, sets sail for home, hooks it slightly and kicks a point. So the Saints move to 2 points in front. A very, very even contest. Player about to bring it back into play is Scott Turner. Lovely pass and finds Smith.
Up to centre wing. Lambert gets rid of his opponent. Burke. And then Lambert's double teamed. Burke helped out by Daniels. Kicks wide to Rice. Did he take it out? Yes. Field umpire said the ball was out before Rice kicked it. And the field umpire hasn't reacted to the boundary umpire's whistle, I'm sure. And here's Stuart Lowe right in front.
It's got to be out of bounds, surely.
Yes. Now,
well, it was out of bounds. There's no doubt about that.
Now, the boundary umpire is now coming in to speak to the field umpire. And it doesn't change things. And Lowe's going to kick for goal.
But surely if it's out of bounds back here, it has to go back and be thrown in if he signalled it.
Well, apparently not if there's an infringement. If there is an infringement when the ball has gone out of bounds, it doesn't matter.
So Stewie Lowe in a controversial one, kicking for his 3rd goal. Gets it. And the Saints take an 8-point lead.
To the football now today out at VFL Park, and the three-quarter time score still showed a difference of 8 points. And Kilda kicking 3 goals in the third term. The Tigers likewise 60 players 68 as we go back now to the start of what turned out to be a thrilling final quarter.
First match of the year for St Kilda and Richmond. A vital one to get their supporters' hopes going, and for the players themselves as Cloak punches it forward again. First goal, very, very vital. Beautiful hand pass out to Stephen Ryan from Gale. And the mark. Big Mark Lee's taken a lovely mark over the back and will kick for goal from 30 metres.
Oh, that's Mark Lee, who spent the first half on the bench. Went to centre half forward in that third quarter, and here's the mark again. That's a magnificent jump over Danny Frawley. Frawley caught in front, the ball just slipping over into Mark Lee's direction.
Mark Lee from directly in front has kicked the goal. So, what a handy one that for the Ties. It's a cheer squad, very, very happy. Richmond now only trail by 2 points.
Well, I think he may have taken that mark over Muller, actually. Mark Lee's gone back to full forward. Here's the mark again, a magnificent mark. Muller caught in front. And there's Mark Lee with that big fly. He has played full forward before, Mark Lee. I think he kicked 9 goals there.
Well, Richmond opening the last quarter just like they opened the second, with a goal in a hurry. And you'd have to back them now with this breeze coming home. They trail by 2 points. Cloak gets the ball out to Bannock, very wide. It's a long way home at Waverley. Ryan up towards half forward. Gale back on the ground after serving a penance in the third quarter. Hogg a long way out. Well played, Jeff Hogg. Approaches 50, goes for a long one. Just across the face. And through for a behind to narrow the margin to 1 point.
Kevin Bartlett, Eric Leach. Well, long way to go in this quarter, but they'd be delighted with this first couple of minutes. And Cloak started the ball rolling on a couple of occasions from the centre. Danny Frawley to Muller, and he should mark this, and does, at half-back. Muller, former Carlton player. Now he's got McAdam out wide, but he elects to kick a high floater towards centre wing. Cloak again sets himself and takes the mark. What a game he's playing. Over to Knights. Now Knights should go straight and kick long, and he does. Oh, here's Mark Lee at the back again. Oh, he couldn't take this one. The ball thumped away and over the line.
David Cloak, tremendous game across that half-back line. He's really assisted his centre half-back, Terry Keys. Made it a lot easier for him.
Gee, there's a responsibility on players like Danny Frawley and Muller now back in defence on a few of these tall Richmond forwards. Comes to Craven. High kick. Cloak again. 3 votes. Mark number 11. Sideways pass to Nichols. Nichols from the front end of the square. Long to the goal square. Lee! Again! Oh, not quite. Comes to Hogg. Hogg for number 4. Hooked it too far.
Gee, the crowd is making a lot of noise. A good crowd too, Bernie.
It is a very good crowd. It's all Richmond's way at the moment.
Scores level.
Well,
68 apiece.
A lot of pressure on Danny Frawley, the way that ball's been belted down there. Here's little Stuart Griffiths, punches it to the ground. Naish. Gee, they've got some good small men. Oh, free kick. Oh, he's grabbed round the neck, Stephen Ryan. This man, Trent Nichols, he and David Cloak, the best men on the ground. Now it's Knights shuffling in a hand pass, but in the meantime there was a free kick. It's Knights now, loose men everywhere. He chips it across the ground to centre wing. This is Justin Pickering. The short one is on again to the space. Oh, no mark. Goes to ground, and they're over the rebound here, the Saints. Through Tim Peake, and the loose man is out there. It's McAdam. McAdam will look for Rice. Rice has got enormous pace. He should get to this mark. He does so and steadies, and will go back and take his kick.
Beautiful delivery there from Gilbert McAdam. Getting Dean Rice right on the chest.
And poor youngster Anthony Vanek caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Do you go forward to one or drop back onto your man? Well, he got neither. Rice, who's kicked 3, nearly his best haul in his league career. This to break the deadlock. Good effort. A goal. St Kilda lead by those 6 points.
There's Dean Rice, 4 goals, 1 from that forward pocket. Spent a bit of time either in the centre or as a ruck rover in that third quarter. He's a very good player, and accurate kicking as well. 4 goals, 1. He's made the most of his opportunities.
Well, it's a nail-biter here in a crowd of about 33 or 34,000. Well, you just don't know who's going to win it. Morris. There's Bannock. Hasn't cleared the centre square yet. Grant for St Kilda. No mark.
Touch off the boot.
Play on was that call. Craven. Cloak gets him. Comes to Griffiths. He's caught in the tackle. Young. McAdam. Burke. Look at the pressure. The tackling. Good stuff. Harvey off the ground. Again off the ground. He's got it out in front of him now. Well played by the teenager, Robert Harvey. Rice again.
He's proved a handful for Bannock, hasn't he? He's just been a little bit too experienced. And he's moved around all the time. That's what a good forward's all about. Plenty of movement.
Great pace, Birdie.
Yes.
Too far out to score. Lead by Lowe. Lowe within distance now. Well, this is against the trend, perhaps of the match and certainly of the game with the way the breeze is going, if St Kilda can kick 2 in a row at this end.
Just inexperience there by the Richmond defence. They should have filled that gap there and made it difficult for Stewie Lowe to lead. But that second quarter, Drew, they also kicked 5 goals. So I think more goals have been kicked down to this end of the ground.
St Kilda have led at every change by 2 points, 8 and 8. They now lead by 6. Low from about 40 metres, steers it through.
$3,192 here. They paid over $146,000. Bernie Quinlan had have paid, it would have been extra $8 or so too. Centre of the ground. Keys. The half-forward line, tapped down by Gale. Here's a chance for Young on the left foot. He fires in a goal, and a beautiful goal by Barry Young. Well, they won't lie down. 11-8 Richmond, St Kilda 12-8.
They certainly won't. You wouldn't expect it from this Richmond side either. They're full of tenacity. And a good move also. Gale playing at centre half forward, and two leading players, Mark Lee and Jeff Hogg, playing in that forward line virtually as two full forwards.
Just one straight kick the difference. Under 19 minutes to go. Kitchke down to Craven. Coughlin went through. Nichols off the ground. Comes through to McQueen. Up to half forward, but the mark taken by Grant. David Grant. Plenty of former Tasmanians out on the park today. Burke. His kick to half forward. Rice again! Well marked!
We've seen a couple of great marks today, and that was fantastic there by Dean Rice. A tremendous quarter.
A lead by Wilson. And Brian Wilson, the former Brownlow medalist, has it in the forward pocket. Well, he's hardly had a kick all day. 3 for the entire day. 1 kick for the entire day. That's his 3rd mark. Difficult angle. It was an attempted banana, I think, but missed by a long way.
Oh, David, he went the bounce, David Cloak, and has nearly lost it. Lambert, a bit of soccer tactics. Shades of Pele, then that was good play. And again, some soccer tactics by Justin Pickering. And well done by Stephen Ryan to take that to the line and just settle things down a bit and put it over.
David Cloak must think it's too easy out there after that 4 bounces earlier along the members' wing.
But he had time, Bertie. He looked around and said, how easy is this? Had a bounce and muffed it. But here he goes again. Geez, played a great game. Jason Daniels. Round the corner. Oh, a bit of staging going on then. Good umpiring. Not to pay that. Tim Powell gets a hurried kick to it. He's got backup support. Trent Nichols. Sensational game he's played. On it with the McQueen. Oh, they've got the loose man going here. Matthew Knights. Beautiful kick by Knights to Gale. And he's taken the mark. 45 metres out from goal. Brendan Gale, who has a brother playing AFL football. Michael is his brother with Fitzroy. Now, what a vital kick. This kick could make the scores level because Richmond trail by 6 points. He will have to kick from 50 metres, so it's not easy. Slight breeze behind him. Brendan Gale kicks it, swinging back, not far enough. And 1 behind only. But the ball is down on their forward zone and they trail by 5 points. There's Peter Hudson and Kenny Sheldon. Very, very concerned, I would think.
The Richmond with St Kilda with 3-1 on to win this game. And now no certainties to win it. Griffiths takes the mark. Goes on with it quickly. It's wide down towards the pocket, not well directed, and Frawley takes the mark. He goes across the face of goals with the hand pass. This one's away to Cummings. Now Daniels.
Well, he looked up, Drew, and there was no St Kilda player to kick it to.
McAdam on the defensive 50-metre. Gilbert McAdam, the McGarry medalist, over centre wing to Rice again, who's starred on the forward line. Morris. Round the corner for Russell Morris. Low swamped. Comes to Knights. Chance for the Tigers now. Wide open. Here's Ryan. He's got time to fumble. Stephen Ryan round the corner. Hogg gets an awkward half volley. Craven for St Kilda.
Played a good game, Danny Craven. Beautiful kick. Robert Harvey, the loose man, has been created. He'll go inside, or outside I should say. Nathan Burke and David Cloak, the old war horse, chasing him. Nathan Burke to the half-forward line almost. Well, it is a good mark for Dean Rice again.
He's had a great quarter, Dean Rice.
But And he's kicked 4 goals, Bernie.
That's right. It's been fantastic. 1 goal in this final term. He'll be shooting for his second. And that's a great mark again. He's moved around. He's provided a target. He's been in everything on that forward line.
And what a great effort by David Cloke. He chased Nathan Burke right round that boundary line. He must be tired. He's rucked all day, but he kept chasing. Dean Rice, a chance to make the margin 11 points from 40 metres. Kicks. Oh, it looks good. 5 goals to Dean Rice. Happy St Kilda supporters with just over 40 minutes of play left, and they lead by 11 points to Saints.
Here's that great mark again by Dean Rice. He's doing everything a forward should do at the moment. He looks like he's played there all his career. He's moving, he's leading, and he's kicking straight for goal, more importantly. Brian Wilson has had a very quiet day, so they need Dean Rice to do a lot on that forward line.
Margin now at 11 points, midway through the last quarter. 5 goals to Rice, and I repeat, he kicked just 14 in 82 games prior to today. Usually a defender. Hand pass into McAdam. Long kick by McAdam. Wilson in the pocket. Keeps the ball in play. Dwyer's there. Well done, Bannock. That's deliberate, though. Free kicks in Kilda. Well, the umpire, if he was to be consistent, he had to free kick him for that.
Yep, no option, Drew. No option. It was definitely a deliberate act there by Anthony Bannock.
Russell Morris has the job for St Kilda. In a low-scoring game, you'd nearly think that a 17-point lead might be enough if he can get this. Very narrow angle. He misses to the near side for a point.
Well, still plenty of time. 2 goals the margin. Scott Turner kicks free kick against David Cloke. There's a mark anyway to McAdam. He's a good player, Bernie.
He's done well, McAdam. They're on-ball players. I think McAdam, since he's been moved to the centre, has made a huge difference.
Oh, dangerous pass because it was too high. A chance now for the Tigers. Justin Pickering coming down centre wing, chips it across. It was a bad pass because he kicked it straight to Newport. Newport on the Cummings, and the Saints go forward again. And a mark to Dean Rice.
Well, what a last quarter. 9 marks and 16 kicks for Dean Rice.
He's had Bannock moved off him too.
Jason Daniels across the half-forward line to Wilson, who's got it 50 metres from goal. He's got a bit of height on the mark too with Scott Turner, so this would really test him for distance. He's going for the torpedo. He comes up 15 metres short. Tapped out by Powell to Nichols. Oh, he didn't get it first touch. Either did Powell. Nichols has a second go at it and sprints out of defence. Run down by Dwyer. Comes to Griffiths. Desperation start. Good kick by Griffiths to switch direction to Lambert.
Lambert comes back onto the left and tries to run around. He does so. That's better to kick it long to half forward. Matthew Nice tries to tap it down. Nice was there also. Taken by Nathan Burke. Under pressure, they're doing well, the Saints. That's David Grant looking for Kitsky. Tapped away from him. Little Craven goes in and grabs it. Danny Craven has been a good player. Loose men everywhere for the Saints. Peakin receives from Harvey. The short one is on. Stewie Lowe. Good, strong mark. Now he'll still have to kick from 50. He's got a loose man on his own in Peakin in the forward pocket, and he's found him.
Good play by Peakin. He continued running down the ground after he passed the ball to Stewie Lowe. He hasn't left himself an easy shot at goal because he's on a tighter angle but closer in than Stewie Lowe.
Well, it'll be difficult for Richmond if Peakin kicks this because the margin at the moment is 2 goals. So a 3-goal deficit would be hard to peg back. Tim Peakin, former Fitzroy player. Oh, he guides this one in beautifully right through the middle. Second goal to Tim Peakin, 14-9 to 11-9. The Saints lead by 3.
Yes, and you get the feeling that St Kilda are going to run away with this now. They're just starting to use the ball a lot better than Richmond. That's where they've let themselves down, the Tigers. They've had plenty of the ball. They've got it around that half-forward line and most occasions they've just given it away. Too many turnovers by the young Tigers side.
Ten minutes and 40 seconds left. 3 straight kicks the margin. Richmond still with the breeze, but needing 4 shots at goal to win. And lucky mark there, perhaps to Keys, wearing the bicycle shorts. He goes across the ground to Pickering. Daniels didn't have his eyes on the ball. It had to be a free kick anyway, or the mark, to Justin Pickering.
Just get a feeling this game's not over yet.
Oh, I don't think it's over. Lee makes a lead, but Pickering goes longer. Big climb down there by Muller. Here's a chance. Comes to Naish, and Naish goes. Well, he's kicked his 4th. And the margin back to 12 points.
They'll need the next goal. Look at Cloak again, out of the centre. Mark Lee. The loose one comes to Nichols. He taps it on. That was good play. Justin Pickering should soccer it off the ground. Jason Daniels has got it. Whoa, he's grabbed by the jumper. Now Nathan Burke on the McAdam. McAdam, a little chip pass looking for Morris. Keys races at him and forces the ball over the line. Still plenty of time. 9.5 minutes of play left and 2 goals that they have to make up. Richmond.
Morris in ruck against Cloak. Pretty easy for Cloak. Lambert, another hand pass. This one's taken by Harvey into McAdam, who's had plenty of it in this last quarter. Back to Harvey. He wasn't the right option. He's lost it. Comes to Knights. Over the top he goes. Good play. McQueen. Long kick to the forward line. Frawley did well on Hogg. Naish after it. Gale. St Kilda out of trouble. McAdam again. This game being played for 4 premiership points in round 1, not a grand final.
It's been a great game, Bernie, hasn't it?
It's been frantic all the way through, hasn't it? Some tremendous tackling. The endeavour of both sides, you just could not question it. They've been 100% effort all the way through.
And no better example than David Clay. Oh, well done by Kitski to McAdam. Gee, McAdam's been a good player. He's low. He's got 3 Richmond players charging at him, and the ball's forced over the line. But really, the back line has done pretty well on Stewie Lowe today, Bernie.
Well, I was just looking at the size of Turner in the stats, 195 centimetres, and he hasn't made it easy for Stewie Lowe. He hasn't taken his usual amount of marks. He's dropped quite a few.
Well, Lowe's 193, so he's got the height advantage. Here comes Knights. To half forward. Muller did pretty well. Cummings across the ground. Kitschke lopes after it. Young after him. Well, Kitschke didn't clear the area. Look at Nation there after it. Kitschke again going backwards, St Kilda. Daniels. Whistle's gone. St Kilda free kick. And it comes back to Damien Kitschke, who needs the breather, I reckon.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Richmond get the next goal, it's going to be on for young and old. It'll be a fantastic finish. There's Kitschke going to Cummings. Cummings at half back. It's gone short. A lot of loose men there for St Kilda. This is Newport. Newport straight up to the half-forward line. Low in the centre of the pack. Can't take the mark. Now, he tried to get that out. That was tough. I thought he was trying to get it out. Here's Robert Harvey. Kicking across the face. Chance for Pekin. Oh, handball straight to Griffiths. And to the top. Tigers are away and going. Griffiths. Good play by the young fella. Ross couldn't run him down, but tried to. Oh, that kick straight to Kitschke. He's got backup support from Grant. Grant goes short and finds Cumming at half-back. They had their chance there, the Tigers.
Yes, Griffiths took it too far. It was a good chase by Rice. 3-2 St Kilda here, but Richmond will come out with it. Or will they? McQueen very tired. Craven comes up with it. 12 points the difference, St Kilda in front. Morris flies. At the back, Bannock. Not a great kick. Lee was met solidly. Little Burke there. Bannock off the ground. To Nichols. Chance for the Tigers, but Nichols, what a great tackle by Dwyer. It spills to McAdam. He can't get his hand to a hand pass. Oh, he had it a long time. Ryan. Desperation stuff here. Stephen Ryan balks around. Out to centre half forward to Hogg on the bounce. Caught by Frawley. It spills to Daniels. Great tackle, Hogg. Now Frawley.
Oh, this is fantastic football. This is Frawley. Look at him, the captain. Coming up the centre of the ground. Kicks it off the side of the boot, but he's got a man there, and it's Harvey. There's a wobbly old kick. The short one is on. Stewie Lowe. What can he do with it? He races out to the half-forward line. Turner's after him. He's got him. Gets his boot to it, and it trickles over the line, and the crowd are roaring.
Some of the best tackles you'd ever seen in that passage of play.
Now, is that worth a free kick or not?
No, he actually got his boot to it, Drew.
Yeah, he got his boot to it.
Yeah, it's no free.
Cloak against Lowe. Nathan Burke swings around on a high floating kick to half forward. Griffiths in front. That's a free kick to Richmond. Now, how much time, Drew? 5 minutes of play left.
And the margin still 12 points. 2 goals for Richmond for a draw. Oh, good mark to Muller. Fires out the hand pass to Daniels. Beautiful pass by him to Morris. And Morris, I think, too far out to score. But you'd have to think another goal here by St Kilda would wrap it up. But then I was thinking, maybe that 8 minutes ago. Russell Morris having a long run up at this. Rice offers a short lead. He's kicked 5 goals, Dean Rice. Morris has hoisted it pretty high. Won't make it. And a rush behind might be the difference, because that is now a 13-point lead. And Richmond need 3 goals.
Yes, they couldn't really afford that behind then, I don't think, Bernie.
They're running out of time, the Tigers. They've kicked 3 goals and they've only got 4 minutes to go. And they need another 3 goals.
Well, they're still not out of it. They want, although now they're in big problems, because Kitsky brings it forward. Is that a mark to Craig Smith? It is. Oh, he's going to kick straight across goal, and the mark will be taken there by Turner. Turner, dangerous kick. 1-on-1 out here. Daniels caught. Taken away by Justin Pickering. Was good play. Now he's brought the ground. The tackling is fantastic. Cloak over the top. Straight to Burke. Burke, a short kick up towards Dean Rice and Harvey. Grabbed by Harvey from 30 metres. And Robert Harvey slams it goal. And that's shut.
Everyone. A 6-goal final quarter by St Kilda at VFL Park has given the Saints victory over a game-Richmond combination this afternoon by 25 points. In a game that saw 2 players stretchered from the ground, it was the Saints' better use of the ball up forward that got them home in a high-standard contest. Peter Landy reports.
An opening between the Saints and the Tigers. Russell Morris copping one early, and not long afterwards David Cloak handing one out to Frank Coghlan. Stewie Lowe looked in menacing form with a strong mark for a goal, and when Coghlan snapped cleverly, they led by 12 points. Majors from Lambert and Knights, however, left the Tigers down by only 2 points at the first change. 2 quick goals from Naish changed the game around in the second, with Richmond leading by 10 points. The Saints then suffered a severe setback when ruckman Paul Harding had to be stretchered from the ground. Only minutes later, a bone-crunching collision between Grant and Lees saw the Tiger defender also leave the ground in similar circumstances. Barry Young put in an early bid for mark of the day with this spectacular leap, but Dean Rice's second goal close to siren time put the Saints up by 8 points at the break. With a rejuvenated David Cloak playing the game of his life, Richmond lifted again when Hogg snapped truly, and still the pattern was goal for goal. The final term, though, saw the Saints finish the better. A spectacular mark by Rice, and 2 goals from Harvey clinched the game as they ran out winners by 25 points. Peter Landy, 7 Nightly News.